I know so many people have said this before, but for the sake of those at the back and who didn't hear it the first time, so let me just repeat this again. I think that the best thing that you can do for yourself as a man or woman is to always have options. Like, you can't overemphasize it, to always have options. Options that gives you the freedom to do what you want to do. And the worst place that you can be is to have only one thing and you don't have any other option. I give you some examples. So one example, I remember, when we moved here and we gave birth to our second child, and I applied for leave. This was like an per hour job, and it didn't occur to me that I wasn't going to be paid. So my manager, I applied for 3 days, and my manager said, "Oh, I can take 1 week, mumumi." So I took 1 week, and I was expecting that I was going to be paid the following week. I was used to the Nigerian stuff. Guess what? I wasn't paid. So I went to meet my manager, and I was like, "Oh, what happened? I wasn't paid for the leave that I took, and blah blah." And he told me, "Oh, but it's an hourly hourly paid job. So why do I expect to be paid?" And this was the time that we were desperate for money. We just relocated. We spent a lot of money. Do all our stuff. But I didn't have an option. I was so unhappy. I didn't like it, but I didn't have an option. So I had to stay in the same job. Not because the manager is bad, but for the fact that, it wasn't what I was expecting. So why I'm saying this is that a lot of us in life, we are boxed in a place because we really don't have options. And that's the worst place that you can be. The other thing that I also remembered is that yesterday the school just sent us an email that there's going to be closure because of snowstorm. The city is still clearing snow, and of course this snowstorm has been happening for like 2 days. The weather has actually been bad for almost a week now. And I remember jokingly telling my friends that Kiolo Mafia ati no snow. What that means is that may we not be in a position where we will not be able to eat or drink, without entering the snow. Because if you don't have option could be your emergency savings, option could be in a salary job, then you almost be screwed because your bills are waiting at the end of the month. So if you're in an hourly paid job, like I was 2 years ago, and tomorrow they've cancelled daycare, tomorrow most likely the bus is going to be cancelled, and most likely there may not be work because in most cases, except maybe in factory jobs, well, how do you get there when there's no transportation? So even if you are driving, it's also worse because the roads are not yet cleared. So you most likely have to stay at home because your kids, as well, because you have to stay with the kids. And imagine that you've budgeted that at the end of the month, you know, is whatever you make this month that you use to pay your bills at the end of the month. That's where, that's how the cycle goes. So I'm just here, just like reliving out of my own experience that the worst place that a man can be, or a woman in this case, is to never have options. A simple option could be something as simple as emergency savings. Like have at least, in a place where you pay your monthly rent, at least maybe 3 months of rent in place, just in case of things like this. You know, I just thought to share it again that if you have not started looking, you need to start looking at options, right? So options beside the job that you are currently doing, options beside, like something like side hustle, right? And the good thing is that AI has really made it very easy to monetize your skills. So if you have a particular skill, maybe you're a software engineer, or you have an idea, or you're someone who is very good with Excel and you know all the shortcuts in Excel, a lot of people are willing to learn all of these things. So the challenge is now for you to monetize it. There are a lot of platforms that you can actually sign up to where you can get all of these things. So if you are not able to go to work, for example, These are like options that you can use to make money. So think about the skills that you have right now and how you can start creating options for yourself that pays you or that pay you even when your main job doesn't pay you, or that complements your main job. So this is just my chat to someone today, and I hope this blesses someone. Take care.